First question, the world that we live in can be quite fast and busy, and people can expect things to come quickly, like instant coffee, as Babaji says. So the importance of having patience may not be emphasized very much. But could Babaji talk about the importance of this patience? And also what may happen if we don't have patience?
Patience is, of course, is a great virtue. It's very essential. One thing is that enables us to remain calm and not to lose mental stability. Peace will be there, of course. And we'll be able to reason out, understand the facts as it is. When a certain thing is fact, if we do not accept, that will be our stupidness and illusion believing, and we lose peace and happiness. So when a certain thing happens, when we understand it's inevitable. So now when you put an effort in this world while alive, moving around, you want and you have a desire. So then you have the authority to put in efforts. At that time, you have to remain focused and use your best willpower, strength. I must do it, do or die. I'm not going to give up under any circumstances. Having such type of attitude, visualize the target, and then put in efforts. While putting in efforts, be mindful, means apply the mind. Your mind has to be there onto your efforts. You are putting efforts, it should not be running anywhere else. Then the effect of 100% concentration gets weakened. So that's when this patience can be very helpful. Now the next stage, when result comes, you will realize, if you think and understand that the result is not in your hands, means effort is there when you put an effort, but actually, technically, the result is not your effort. It just happens. Because always it doesn't happen according to our efforts. There is no universal guarantee, we have told always. You might put in best efforts, you might put in best concentration, remain dedicated, yet the desired results may not come. So before the result come also, you need to have patience, that you don't have to become anxious. Whatever happens, it happens. That's what the acceptance. So we have to accept when it comes. When it's not in our hand, it's okay, fine, no problem. It doesn't make any difference. So like that we have to accept it, understanding. Then the peace is not disturbed in the mind. We remain composed and we do not become confused also. We are clear. One thing is clear. I put in my efforts to the best possible ability of mine. So thus I did my duty. Now the results is up to whatever it is, to the ultimate truth, to divinity, or luck favoring, anything you want to call. It is that. I cannot. So I just have to wait and accept as it comes. So like this, you have to exercise patience, and then when the result comes, accept. If you do not accept, you lose peace. And when you lose peace, you lose the stability, mental stability, and then you lose hope also. You become frustrated. Instead, you try again, no problem, this thing has not happened, again I will try. So like that we keep trying, we never give up. So this is what is important, that patience and acceptance both are needed in anything. Reality must be understood. When it is not in our hands, so we cannot do anything, we leave it to the nature. When all the Yadavas are fighting and killing each other, there was nothing to do. Shri Krishna said, it is their prarabdha. Oh brother, let us go to meditation now before our own bodies are claimed by death. It's time that we practice as quietening as possible. You see, such a mighty soul whom we consider as incarnation of the divine, then he went into meditation deeply, practiced to the last days of his life, more deeply, more deeply, more deeply, amazingly. He was in such great samadhi that when an arrow was shot to his legs, he was totally unaware of that situation, and excessive bleeding made the body to perish. So what we have to understand is patience and acceptance. Acceptance of the reality, yeah, this is the truth, we have to accept it. And have patience for that one. Don't lose patience. When what has to happen, it happens. I have put in my effort. When you have a right to put in effort, don't give up. That karma must be done. So you must not sit idly in a corner. You must put in efforts.
Thank you, Babaji. So, Babaji, do we first need to realize that it is the peace in the mind that we need? And then once we understand that, then we can restrain ourselves from indulging in unnecessary imaginations.
Yeah. So one thing important I have told, peace is your existence right. Your true existence is the very nature of peace, that is composed and at peace. And that peace is enjoyable, is what everybody is looking for. Don't want unhappiness, tension or fear. Everybody is looking for that one. So that your nature itself is. So simply you need to understand, you need to keep quiet. Understand, once you have put in effort, wait for the results to happen. So that's where patience helps you to remain calm. Be calm, wait for some time. It will come, whatever has to happen, it will happen. So you put in efforts, don't give up efforts. So like that we have to think. So that's how it will be helpful. Patience is very, very helpful, and the peace is needed in the mind. Whatever happens, anything comes or anything goes, we cannot afford to lose our peace.
So, Babaji, if we don't have peace in the mind, but we still put in efforts, but that means our efforts are not really concentrated enough. Is that why the peace is not coming?
Yeah, when we lose peace means what happens? We become confused, we become frustrated, disappointed. So thus mind loses its stability. It becomes so much totally confused. It might go into an anger mood, terribly banging like onto the head, our head onto the wall. You feel like breaking up everybody's head. If a certain thing is not happening according to your expectation, you lose patience and you go on shouting at everyone. You feel like banging your head and bang others' head, break up other heads. All these things keep happening. So that's why patience and peace are very necessary. This comes if there is acceptance of the reality, truth.
So, Babaji, when we sit down for meditation, it might appear tough sometimes when the mind is quite restless and full of thoughts. So is there a balance between having patience and also putting in strong efforts? Is that a balance?
Yeah, you see, mind is restless because of its habits. It is habitual. Since time immemorial, consistently thinking. It wants story after story, it keeps imagining. It cannot keep quiet. So this is what happens. So that is the thing. Now also, when there is any such result which is very disappointing, we would have expected something else, then mind goes into further spinning of disappointment and frustration. All these things happen, makes you to lose your peace. Whereas if we think the reality, truth, this is what had to happen, inevitable. So we have to accept it. That is the truth, that which is in front of us. No point in brooding, why did this happen, why did this happen, why me, why it happened with me. So this is how people go into brooding and lose their peace. There is no need to lose such peace. And we have to understand this point. It happened whether due to somebody else thinking, somebody else effort, even if you wouldn't have put certain circumstances keep happen, around us also it happens. Even if we haven't done anything wrong, if others had behaved wrongly, a situation deteriorates. If some people become selfish, narrow-minded and greed and become corrupted and want to make others also lose peace. So with their high ambition of greed, so like if they want to encroach upon the property of their guru when they are in the ashram, they start telling, okay, this is ours. They don't want to see any reason because they are simply arrogant and ego. So when such a situation happens, what to do? We try our best. Even after the try, if the situation doesn't change us, we have to accept it. Then only we will have peace. Already a certain thing has gone. So then we lose our peace also. A certain thing that has gone may not be in our hands. We may not be able to do anything. We don't have the capacity. But there is no need for us to lose the peace. Peace is ours, our own nature. I have to remain stable, maintain my mental equilibrium. So that is very important, that's all. So that comes with acceptance. Okay, this had to happen. What to do? And there is acceptance like this, then the mind cools down. It doesn't go into frustration or disappointment. So this is it. This is it.
Babaji, that ability to accept and also to have patience, is that connected to faith as well, that we
can try to think it as the fate. At that time, that's why destiny has been taught. So that destiny had to work like this, that's why it has happened like this. So means it gives you a consolation that you are not the reason. It is the destiny which worked. So many people surrounding you worked out for this situation. The wrong has happened. But accept it and be patient. Have that peace in the mind. What to do? We keep trying. We won't give up our efforts. We won't be withdrawn. That is always there. But in this process, we would not lose our peace because we will have that patience to accept it.
Babaji has mentioned till the last breath of life, put in efforts. Could Babaji talk about that, please?
So that's how our Guru spoke. Put in effort till the last breath of life. Don't give up. When we die, at least we will have the satisfaction. I tried my best to save this situation, to help the situation, to overcome this situation. It didn't happen, so what to do? It's not my fault. You will have the satisfaction that you had tried your best. You had put in efforts.
Babaji, many of us may have the habit of comparing our situation to other people, and that thus it creates more unhappiness. How can we avoid comparing ourselves and learn to accept and be sweet?
We should work for our need and remain satisfied. If we go on comparing to others, everybody will have their shortcomings. Everybody will have tension and fear. Their ambitions will be there. Whatever has happened, it may not be acceptable to them. But when others say, it appears, oh, they are moving in big cars, they are such a rich people, why is not, it has not happened to me? So thus thinking, when we compare to others, we lose our peace and stability, mental stability we lose. No need. Whatever we are happy. To be happy, you don't have to be an emperor. You don't have to be a rich person. You can be anybody and be happy. Simply you need to remain satisfied with acceptance. So that's what you have to understand and accept the situation.
Babaji, is it true that through our own mental habits we could be judging someone or something in a wrong way, and therefore we should restrain ourselves not to further indulge these thoughts? Is that necessary?
Yeah, you see, many times it is said, even when we see something in the eyes, that itself may not be true, because our understanding might be something else. The truth might be different. Whether it is scientifically or in the day-to-day happenings surrounding us, or what the nature is. About the nature also, we would have imagined so many things. So that need not be the truth. Like for example, what we would have imagined about the space is a void place. That means casual and just nothing. It is just a void place, that's all. Nothing else is there. But who knows, the truth may be something else. This may not be simply a void place. Like when you achieve samadhi, you experience this space that is void that we are thinking is the supreme consciousness of existence. That is the divinity. So like that, very often, what we see and what we think need not be the truth. We make judgment. In today's world, I have seen everybody is in a rush to boast and claim that they can understand others easily. In no time they can make out what it is. But very often they fail miserably. They would not have understood properly at all. They would have simply ended up misunderstanding and explaining about them, misjudging. A person may not be actually a bad person, but oh, he is a very bad person because I was calling him, he did not look back. So that is our judgment. If a person is not looking back when we called him, he becomes a bad person for us. It is not necessary that person is to be bad. He is bad because we are thinking so. You know, these two are two different things. A person actually bad and a person is bad because we are thinking. These two situations are totally different. That's how whatever we think, we make judgment, things would appear to us like that. But the truth may be something else. We need to think about this. We need to apply wisdom properly about everything that we are thinking and we have identified. The actual truth may be something else. What we are thinking might be something else. That's when we have to closely observe every truth. Then we understand what the truth is. In introverted, when you observe this space closely, that means to understand, in other words, when you are able to silence your mind totally, so that mind is a pure consciousness and it is just like the space, just like. I'm not telling it is the space. Students must not misunderstand. It looks like just like a space, means it looks like a void place, infinite, within the mind also when we look into that. But deep in that mind, in that consciousness, there is a consciousness of existence that is emanating, that is coming up, that is arising. Based on this only, we determine that the space is not simply an empty, void place. It is supreme consciousness. It is conscious of its existence. So that cannot be an ordinary thing. It is not an inert object. It is fully conscious of its existence. That's how we have to understand. Through the practice of meditation only we will be able to experience. It is an individual experience. It cannot be demonstrated. See, nobody can demonstrate their mind. This is my mind. See, I am demonstrating. It is here. Only I can wave the hand, but not the mind. So that's what we have to understand.
So, Babaji, one who has achieved merging with that space or that the real self in the self-realization, is patience still necessary, or is the patience just effortlessly there for a yogi?
For a yogi, patience is effortlessly there. Occasionally, if there is a need to show an anger, to defend a thing, or to point out a wrong thing, injustice, or pull up a student that you are not doing right, your behavior is also not nice. So you are lazy. When others are working, you keep sitting like that. Any such situation, for that I have to put in efforts to get into a little bit of angry mood, to show it. Very quickly that dissolves and goes back, the mind goes back. Mind remains composed at peace, naturally, effortlessly. But if I have to show anger, I have to put in effort. It may take some time sometimes for me to register in my mind, and then if I have to show the anger, oh, this is very wrong thing, your behavior is very bad, this is not the way that you are going to behave. That takes time. Only for such purpose only we bring out the anger in the mood. Otherwise, effortlessly, naturally, the mind is at peace.
So any action of a yogi is really for the benefit of anyone, to guide that person.
You see, if a mother pulls up the child, it is for the benefit of the child only. She wants the child to be on the right path, right track, not pick up wrong, corrupted habits. Then she would like to pull the child up. This is not proper. Your behavior is not good. What you are behaving is not at all good manners. Don't talk so rudely to elders. Show them respect like this. Mother keeps pulling. That doesn't mean that the mother doesn't like the child. The child is her diamond, her precious thing. That's why she wants her precious thing to be perfect and right. The same way, Guru also, he used to pull us up, scold us, because he loved us. We are like his children even now also. So that's when he wanted us to be on the right path, disciplined, doing sadhana always, not waste our time by going here and there, by gossiping here and there unnecessarily. He used to be very annoyed, and he used to tell, what is, you are wasting your time like this? Nonsense, he used to pull us up. So that is how a yogi has to put in effort to get into an angry mood, to pull up the student. Like a soldier has to become angry to go to the battlefield. If an enemy is attacking our country, his blood has to boil, and then he will go with all the inspiration to fight the battle.
So sometimes anger is necessary, Babaji, but only if it's controlled.
Yeah, anger is necessary, but you need to be under control. You need to have the mind under control. You see, nobody can say that being a yogi or a saint, I should not exercise anger. It becomes necessary sometime. That is like making a hissing noise. If somebody is not behaving properly, they are trying to sit on our head, and they are taking things casually, they are lazy, then you have to pull them up and set right. This is not right. This is not the way you are behaving. Why are you talking like this? So like that, a yogi gets into an angry mood. But he has to put an effort. Effortlessly, he is at peace, and his mind is totally quiet and simple.
Babaji has said that from the love that he had for Swamiji, he was ready to accept and face any challenge at the ashram willingly. Could Babaji talk about this, please?
Yeah, because naturally I had fallen in love with Swamiji. So once I fell in love, means he was my guru, he was my mother, my father, my God, everything. So whatever he wanted me to do, I used to simply do. And whatever he did to me, like if he humiliated me, if he pulled me up, kept scolding, that was all simply acceptable. No problem at all. I enjoyed inside. I kept quiet. I loved him more. I became more dedicated to him. I never thought of running away. If at all in my life I had gone only for a short period, just to, it was like a withdrawal strategy. I needed to recoup again and come back to serve Swamiji. Like that only I would have behaved. Otherwise, there was never any idea of running away. I didn't have any other life at all. The life was only with Swamiji, my Guru.
Babaji. Babaji, just also, is life itself a teaching for us to accept? Like, because life is impermanent, is that a teaching for us, really?
Yeah, you see, in my opinion, life is one of the best teachers. Every moment there will be something to learn a patience, to understand about others, not to have any expectations, expect trouble from the world. Don't have too much of expectations unnecessarily. So like this, so many things are there. If we have too much of expectations, it might end up a disappointment for us. There is no need. Expect troubles, then you will not be disappointed at all. You will know, oh, I already thought this happening like this is nothing strange or surprise for me. It is expected. It happens like this in life. This thing can happen like that. It always happens. So every moment it can be teaching us to have patience and not to talk too much like a chatterbox. Talk only that is necessary. You see, you ask a question and I open my mouth just to answer that question. I don't have anything else to gossip. Instead, if we go on gossiping unnecessarily, all the participants in the Zoom will become bored. They will start thinking, what is this nonsense they are talking? There is no question, no answer, no teaching. This person should allow Baba to answer and the teaching should come. So that's what we just mind our business. We do that. Then nobody is bored. So like that, you should know the limitations and you should have the patience to restrain yourself, behave accordingly. In this world can be, it teaches us every time. When we watch human beings behave, like during Swamiji's time, we got to learn so much. We saw people behaving. VIP devotees came and they used to sit and gossip with Swamiji. But they were not really dedicated. They did not show any such interest towards the mission, ashram or any such things. They just wanted to be in the proximity of Swamiji, sit and talk to him and then go away. When a test came, when Swamiji pulled them up one day, they could not take it. They abused Swamiji and went away. They never came back. Like that means they could not learn anything from the life. So these things were a lesson for us, teaching for us. Nature was teaching us. You should not be like that. You must not go like a VIP to the Guru. Just be humble like a student. That's what Swamiji always used to tell. Come to me as a devotee. Don't come to me as an army officer, as a businessman, as a royal person, as anything else. Then you will be able to learn something. Otherwise, you will not learn anything. You will be egoistic always. If you don't get that VIP treatment, then you will abuse me and run away. So when Swamiji pulled them up, they abused Swamiji. So that's what happened. So, but if we want to learn, it is a teaching for us, lesson. We have to learn. People are going to be like that. Not everybody will come and love you or appreciate you or understand you. You might be doing your best efforts in the ashram. You might be doing a very good job. But everybody will not be there to appreciate or understand even. They will try to criticize. They will try to poke their fingers. What you are doing the best job, they won't be able to see it because their attitude is like that. We have seen in the ashram also many times. They come for 2-3 days. So they talk some nonsense to Ambaji and go away. They don't understand what the truth is. They don't see anything like that. This is a practical lesson of life that we learn when we watch these things. Means when we get to see this in life, is not this life a teacher? So like this, everybody will have so much to learn around them. But if we don't learn, we are wasting our energies and time. Many people don't learn. There is no transformation in them, no patience has come. They have the same ego, they have same losing of the patience, and thus their meditation is not successful. And they do lot of chants, they do lot of pujas, lot of rituals, everything. They go to gurus, they go to retreats, they do everything. But there is no transformation at all. They don't change because they don't see the life from the viewpoint of a student wanting to learn. That's what Swamiji said. Do not stop learning process ever. You never know from where you get something to learn. You have to learn when that opportunity comes. If you learn, then you will not repeat that mistake again. You will be perfect next time when you behave. You will not talk nonsense, you will keep quiet. You will talk only in a measured way, whatever is necessary, you talk only that much, and then you will keep quiet after that. See, when I answer your question, there is beauty in that. All the participants will appreciate, there is something to learn from Babaji. He is teaching us. Instead, I go on talking all sorts of nonsense to you, gossiping. Everybody will be bored. Oh, we thought the Zoom class is for teachings, for a question answer. But what is this Babaji doing? He is only gossiping. He is talking all nonsense things. So let us go away. There is nothing to learn from him. So like that, you have to be careful in talking, in your behavior. These things, life taught us. Life in the ashram, life with Swamiji, we learned everything. We observed others. We knew what they were doing was wrong. We thought that if we were there, we wouldn't have done this. This ashram belonged to Swamiji. If the trustees want us to go out of this ashram, we will happily go away, giving up this property. This property is not important. Even if I sit under a tree, those people who want to learn from me will come to me there also. They are not simply coming because of the ashram, they are coming for Babaji. So they will come wherever Babaji sits. So this type of lessons we learned. So we are not attached to any such thing. We won't do such mistakes. We won't stick to this property. Oh, this ashram is now mine. I'm not going to give up under any circumstance. It will not be like that. We will not fight for this property. We only fight for a self-respect. So all these things we learned from observing in the life. If a person is 40 years, 50 years, 70 years, 80 years, we expect some maturity in that person, right? We expect that that person would have learned some lessons in the life. But if he doesn't, such a person does not show maturity and behaves in a selfish, narrow-minded way, behaves against his guru, then what do you conclude? That person has not learned anything in life. He has not anything in life because He was always egoistic and arrogant. That is ego. Ego was there, so he did not learn. When opportunity was there, immediately we learned, oh, we have to be careful. I should not talk like that. I might be hurting somebody. I should try not to hurt anybody. As much as possible, let me keep smiling. It requires a little bit of patience, that is all, to smile at others. Let me not hurt anyone. I used to pray to God. I used to pray to Swamiji. When I become Guru, let me not hurt anyone. When I live on this earth as a human being, let me not hurt anyone. Yeah, if my existence itself is problem to somebody, then I cannot help. I am at peace. If I am at peace is problem to somebody, then I cannot help if somebody is jealous. I am a yogi. Me being a yogi is problem to somebody, then I cannot help. But I don't mean to hurt anybody by becoming a yogi. I don't mean to hurt anybody by having this peace of mind to myself. My smile. So like this, if my presence itself gives jealousy to others, so what can I do? I am helpless. That is that person's attitude and buddhi, what Swamiji used to tell, oh, that person's buddhi, that is all wisdom, that is all that person's wisdom. He cannot understand anything. Yeah, people become jealous and annoyed that I am like this, because they expected me to be washing their utensils. Practical lessons, because that is the question that you have asked, how to learn in life. So this is what we learn, how, this is how one can learn. Any one of you can learn in life. So much of things keep happening. If something wrong happens with you, don't keep sitting in a corner and keep crying. Don't feel disappointed. Keep working. Keep trying to develop yourself all the time. When people criticized us, when people humiliated us, not Swamiji for test is different. His other devotees humiliated us, rich devotees. They didn't bother about us. But I never bothered much about it, because we went on meditating. Whenever there was time, I used to meditate. Evening comes, 1 hour meditation, 1 hour singing of Swamiji's glory, whether there was anybody there or not. Take the harmonium, just go on singing. I enjoyed even when there was nobody, because I knew Swamiji was always here. All the gods and goddesses were here always. That faith was there, and that's why I enjoyed. And I learned. That is thus I learned not to become a victim of their criticism, their humiliating. I was never a victim. I went on developing, I went on doing my things. So like that, we have learnt in life. Even now also I am open to learning. Anywhere from anything, if I get to learn something, I am happy to learn. I will keep watching everybody. Anything that is good, we try to learn from them. And we can always learn. That learning will transform us into more matured human being, a better personality. It will elevate us to go towards divinity, to the ultimate truth. So this is finally what we have to understand from the life as a teacher.
Thank you, Babaji. Babaji, that's the end of the questions for the topic, but there have been some also that have been sent in, Baba. Would it be okay to...
Okay, I'll first take the question that has been sent to you.
Yes, Babaji. The first question is how to deal with a person who hurts and makes lots of problems in a community or family, and one has to work or live with such people. I forgive many times their actions, but sometimes I use my patience. If one speaks, it is wrong. If one doesn't speak, it is also wrong. What to do in such a situation?
See, depending on the situation and circumstances only, you have to take an action. Say if you are totally helpless, You cannot go away anything, and you cannot scold that person, and you have to keep quiet. Then also, don't allow yourself to get affected. Remember the divine's name always. Ignore whatever that person is behaving. Don't notice at all. Don't show your emotions to that person at all. Just keep yourself busy somewhere. But in other circumstances, if it is possible for you to leave that place and go to a solitude, go inside the room and sit quietly at peace. You don't have to be forcibly listening to that person. If there is a choice for you is possible. Or if you are the commander, if you have a choice, ask that person to stay away from your home. In Mahabharata, Vidura advising Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra was the father of Duryodhana, who was the primary reason for the Mahabharata war. Because of his greed, wanting to usurp Pandava's kingdom also, not willing to give back their piece of land. He was adamant, all these things were happening. Everybody else wanted peace, except himself, probably. And there were some sycophants who were siding with them. Shri Krishna also came and tried. Everybody tried. Vidura also tried. Then Vidura advises. Vidura, Dhritarashtra, if you need to save a tree, you have to sacrifice the branch that has become ill and corrupted. If you don't do that, this illness will spread all over the tree. So like that we have to understand. So whatever is possible, do it. Under any circumstances, you do not become a victim of that situation. You do not have to lose your peace. Either ignore mentally, keep your peace to yourself. If that person is behaving nonsense, ignore, just don't see to him. If possible, if nothing is possible, go to your solitude, sit inside the room quietly, that is all.
Thank you, Baba. Another question that came in, so from Prayesh, he says, during the invasion of Kuwait in 1990, Sri Shiva Balayogi was unable to fly back to India and was held in transit for a few weeks. How was Babaji feeling during the situation? How was Babaji able to practice patience that Swamiji would be safe and return home? How can devotees accept situations?
It was bit worrisome, but we spent time praying to the divine, praying to Swamiji himself, and we were trying to get in touch with people. Is there anything that can be done? When other elders who were in power, a couple of Swamiji's devotees were there, but they were not acting sincerely, seriously. That was when Swamiji was hurt. We were all juniors and we just were in charge of the ashram. We didn't have any powers, any means to do anything, but we spent our time praying. I thought if we cannot do anything, we can pray to God at least. For that we don't need any power, we don't need any money, we don't need anything else. We just need to sit and pray. We spent our time praying. But Swamiji came back safely. Collectively, there would have been hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, thousands of devotees of Swamiji all over the world were praying for his safe return. They all were praying. Perhaps the divine listened to everybody's prayer and Swamiji came back safely.
Thank you, Baba. Question from Saranya and Kumar. A family member is undergoing challenges in their health. For example, she is handicapped or suffering from stroke, and he is suffering from cancer. Can Babaji please speak about the acceptance and destiny in this regard?
You see, I fully understand the situation that it is not as easy as we might be talking. When there is such a pain in the body, that can be so agonizing for anybody. And to keep that mental stability at that time is the most challenging thing. But still, some effort they need to put. Or people surrounding them also try to give them some consolation, some solace by praying, by talking some nice things about the divine, about God, and pray for them, sitting with them also, spend some time with them, try to give them courage, be courageous, it will be all right, talk positively always. So like this, we can try to help them. But then they also have to try something, though it might be very, very difficult for them, we understand. We sympathize with them, how much pain, agonizing for them. For anyone, for any one of us, such a thing can be very painful. But still, if it's possible, they should try to remember God. They should try to remember the divine Guru.
Babaji,
Yes.
about this topic at the start of the Zoom, when the topic was results, that we should put all the effort and not worry about the results. Slash Babaji was explaining that sometimes and many a times results might not come as expected even when we put efforts. Can this be translated or interpreted through Sages Vash's theory of a crow lighting the coconut tree and coconut falling are mere coincidence? Can we relate this theory with the results and the efforts and the results are mere coincidence?
Very true. Different teachers have given their viewpoint. We also understand whatever it is, any such thing that can give you peace is very important. For many emotional people, this type of, if we just tell coincidence, may not be acceptable. For such people, we have to explain it as a destiny. You were destined to undergo a little bit of karma, was there something, so that the mind doesn't get troubled. But technically trying to understand, it can be simply a coincidence that we tried our best, but the result came something else. So that means there also what maturity we need to exercise is, let us not blame anybody. Let us not blame God, or let us not blame Guru, why this happened to me. There are many times people happen, there is illness, and if the illness is not cured, then they abuse the Guru. Oh, this is the reason why we came. We were coming to you, and you should have cured our child's illness, and this is very bad thing. Oh, you are not a Guru. You are not fit to be a Guru. They abuse and go away. Instead, if we show the grace, if we can be gracious, oh, it's only a coincidence, this has happened, what to do? We have to accept. So whatever it is, in either of the situation, acceptance is what is important, which wins.
Babaji, and the second one was when Babaji was talking about fact, that not everybody sees the fact, or truth is different in situations. Somebody behaved this way, did not look back, and it is only one's imagination, like somebody's perception that they are rude, and like same thing, like a branch looks like a snake, and otherwise it's just a tree branch or a rope. My question to that was, Babaji, if the mind is in imagination, so if there is a mind, then we'll never be able to see the truth.
Definitely, mind gives only what it imagines. The truth is the single self that exists when you go beyond all these things. So because of we are talking emotions, you see, somebody is a friend, but not that close, is a friend. If that friend behaves badly, rudely, you can be upset. You will be very bad, feel it. But is somebody very dear to you, very close to you, behaves a little bit rudely, loses their temper, then you will brush it aside, you will think, oh, it's okay, it's no problem. You won't mind that much to lose the relationship at all. In a family, this type of things might happen, but we don't lose a relationship. But if it is an outsider, we don't want to see that person's face. So you try, it all depends on the mental attitude, how we develop this thing to the world. So thus a yogi has become universal to everything because he gets to see only the self. For everybody, he can forgive and let go things simply, mentally.
Got it. Thank you, Babaji.
Koti pranams to your lotus feet, Babaji, and very grateful for you to answer my question in mail. So, Babaji, there are two questions. Last Saturday is the first time I attended this Jangama Dhyana class. I was initiated. So, Babaji, the doubt first, I have two questions. The first doubt is when you say to focus between the eyebrows, is it like exactly between the eyes, this part, or is it on top here? That is the first question, Babaji.
No need to go above, just in between eyebrows here. As when you, whatever you feel comfortable, because you should not be in a rush to force it, gently try to watch the front portion because eyeballs move parallelly. It doesn't come into one direction easily. It will take some time. So that's when we try to teach dedication, discipline, and patience are the mantras you have to learn. Dedication means you set a priority. We need this and we have to do it, come what may be. Then if you are disciplined, every day without fail you practice, you sit for practicing, then some amount of improvement definitely happens. Then have patience. Mind has gone out of control since time immemorial. It will come. You keep trying, you keep just watching in between eyebrows. Then steadily watch. Let the eyeballs get fixed. Do not allow it to move very fast and rash. Then slowly it will come into one direction. Then it can strongly withhold the mind also. So this is the answer for first question. Next one.
Thank you, Babaji. Very grateful. Second question is, Babaji, I have also been associated with ISKCON, not in a public sense, but I've been chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and stuff like that. So what I heard from them is that if you keep chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and at the time of death, if you remember the Lord, you will reach His place. Is there any truth to this, Babaji? Could you confirm it?
You see, one thing, God is not a human type of personality who is sitting in space in any loka as has been emphasized. It's an all-pervaded divinity, right? This is one thing. When you chant that mantra, any mantra that appeals to you, not necessarily only this mantra, anything that appeals, if you chant, it will expected to keep your mind single pointed instead of getting scattered into millions of thoughts. At the time of death, what happens? When the brain dies, the mind gets detached from the brain's clutches. But if whatever the mind is holding, either violent thought or non-violent thought or something about divinity, or if it can be achieved, total silence. A total silence of the mind only liberates you not to reincarnate again, not to be reborn again. So, based on the thoughts that are in the mind, that Atman assumes the next birth, next incarnation. So that way, it is beneficial to chant definitely, but not with the idea of going to the loka where Sri Krishna is there. Sri Krishna is an all-pervaded divinity. Have that idea, that same Shiva, Krishna, all are same, one God and different names. Like that, if you chant, that will be beneficial. Same God will help you to achieve the silence of the mind also. That is what is finally needed. If you read Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's life also, he was a great devotee of Mother Kali, but he did great tapas also. When Totapuri came, he taught him the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, and by telling that your Mother Kali is dead, I have killed her. So then he pierced with a glass piece here. Then Ramakrishna went into Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So that is what is finally needed. But for a while you can chant now also, it will be helpful.
Thank you, Babaji. Koti pranams to your lotus feet.
Wonderful, nice.